So today I've decided to make a very simple building which will protect you from sandstorms and be a good place for the first home of somebody just coming out of the desert. The location is at the end of the broken highway, and then coming through the first cliff opening you see, you come through, and the first thing you see then is on the left here you see a cliff, and on the front at the bottom is a formation of rocks which is fairly flat on top, which I've used as the base for this building. And then up ahead there's a piece of green grass with some rocks, some sticks, some trees, the sort of things you're going to need to have to build something you can live in. And if you look in the distance there further up ahead, there is a camp, and there are two thralls there, and there is a box, and I see there's a sandstorm coming in, so we can go inside and test the sandstorm proofness of this building. And once we're inside, you should see that it's all nice and quiet inside. We're not taking any damage, and the storm is raging outside, but we seem to be doing rather well here inside. So waiting for the storm to dissipate, which shouldn't take too long here. Just go up to the door and have a look, see how far it's doing. It's still coming. Shut the door again. So, unfortunately in this mode you can't see the health bar, but I assure you there's nothing happening to my character that's going to do him any harm. It sounds like the wind's dropped outside now. No, not quite. Come back down here. If you stand in a position where you can't hear the wind, or very little of it, then you should be safe. But whilst we're here, we can have a good look round. This is built with the basic sandstone building blocks that you can make this your first house from when you start with Conan, and the materials you are able to use. So what I've done here is I first made a platform with the sandstone foundations and then I took some out in the middle, and using fence foundations I was able to lower the level by setting the fence foundation one block underneath the top of the sandstone foundations, then removing the foundation, setting a new foundation at the same level as the fence foundation, and then repeating the exercise until I got about 3 stages lower down in the interior to the exterior. And you'll see that there's 2 steps there which I chose to make over the whole width of the room of building, as I think it looks more aesthetically pleasing than having 2 stepways coming down the middle and on the outside edge that they're at the lowest level. I just think it looks better that way. So then I placed 2 torches each side of the door so that it's not too dark in here whilst you're waiting for the storm to dissipate. And I placed a bedroll for the whoever comes to live here can use it as their spawn point. Now let's go and have a look outside. It sounds like it's pretty well a nice sunny day now. So if you look around the outside now, this is what we've done. These are the roof elements from thatch, and these are the sandstone building blocks from walls and a doorway. and then you go around to the other end, and then you can see it's all a doorway, and no windows at all. And it's the best way to keep sand out, or as much as possible, and the wind. I also built here a cooking area with a lean-to cover on top of it to protect it from the worst of the wind and rain, etc. And you can quite adequately cook here without having to have an open fire within your thatch roofed shelter, because you do not want your thatch to catch fire whilst you're inside. And I put also a well in. I didn't really think I was going to do this, but it's a fair distance from here to the river, and if you're new to the game and you don't know your way around, it's very easy to die of thirst before you've found the river. So I thought I'll put a well in just for this, and that's about the only thing I put in here that you can't do at the lower levels. And then the only other thing is a wall around the edge of the platform, just to stop you walking off the edge and inadvertently falling down the cliff and killing yourself. But for the rest, this is what it is. You can also expand up here later on if you wish. You could put some more blocks out towards that in that direction, and then extend the platform and put some crafting stations in here, or a few other buildings here with sea stations inside. But this is basically what it is. It's just a basic cabin where you can shelter from storms and the elements, use it as a respawn position, which you will quite often need when you first start, and somewhere to cook your food and get some water near where you are, and you can get your resources from the area around you. As you can see, there are quite a few trees, quite a few rocks, and also there's aloe vera plants in the area, so you can make your potions for healing. And there are a good few of the large giant turtle beasties in the area, which you can either hunt or just take their eggs and live from that. So we'll call this the end of this one. It's a very short little video, but just something I just knocked together in an hour or two last night, just for something to do. In fact, this is actually what I'd made for my first building ever in Conan, when I was still grubbing around looking for stones to get enough to build walls, etc., and plant fibre to make the thatch. The only thing I didn't have in it then was the well, because I didn't get to a high enough level at that point to be able to build it. But we'll say good night now, and I'm going to go off and do something else, and you can go off and do your thing. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. So goodbye.